Let's take a look at the arpeggiator options within Alchemy. So Logic already has a brilliant arpeggiator in the MIDI effects, which is this, and you have loads of presets, loads of options to go different directions of arpeggio, and you can draw in the shapes you want. This is all really good. However, if you want to keep it all within one plugin, in this case the synth, Alchemy also has a very capable and very flexible arpeggiator. So to find it, you need to go to down the bottom half of the screen. It says ARP, and that brings up this view. By default, it is set to off, but if you want to turn the arpeggio on, just pull the dial up to one of the settings it says. So off, we'll play the whole chords. If I put it to up, it will play the notes in direction from lowest to highest. Down will be the opposite, high notes to low notes. Up, down. The opposite, down, then up. As plays will play the notes as you play them on the keyboard. So if I play a A minor chord starting from the A, it will go up. If I play that same chord starting from the E working down, it will go down. And if I play that same chord going A, E, and then C, so you can really kind of pick the shape of your arpeggio. We also have options for random, which will randomize the order, and chord, which is gate effect. So it's like choppy chords that are quite common to some dance genres. We go back to off. You can change the rate, so it's set to 16th notes, synced in with your project tempo. I can slow that down to 8th notes, quarter notes, or anything in between, including triplet settings as well. Go all the way up to 128ths. You can also, instead of using this synced project, you can turn the sync option off and then control the speed manually to get some kind of off-grid settings. Pop it back to 16ths now. We have options for octave, so if it's set to 1, it will play the chord or whatever you played in just on a single octave. Put it to 2, it doubles up the octaves. Adds an extra one, again on 3. You go all the way up to a whole 4 octaves. Gives some quite impressive results on the faster settings. I'll leave it on 1 for now. We have length, so that will be the length of the note that the arpeggiator plays. So if it's short, it will be a very short decay on each pattern. If I pull that up, it gives a longer interval. So you get long sustained arpeggios or short plucky ones. Can move down to the swing now, which, as it says, adds a bit of swing to it. In percentage, if you go quite high, it gets a bit wonky sounding, but the lower registers can add a bit of groove to your sounds. If you're adding swing to an arpeggio, it's worth putting like a drum beat underneath just so you make sure it fits with your track. Note velocity we'll come on to when we look at the step and multi views, but essentially it's the level of velocity in the pattern. Split lets you put a key split on your MIDI keyboard, so the note at which it will start and finish the arpeggio. So I could set it up so that anything over, in this case, say C2, doesn't arpeggiate. So that's my C2. Whereas if I play C1, it does. So you can use this to create some like sort of live bassline effects whilst playing a melody over the top. Or play the chords with the arpeggio and a sustain chord over the top. patch lets you put a hold effect on, again for when you're just playing in parts live. If hold is on, and I play a chord, take my finger off the keyboard, it will hold the arpeggio until I press another chord. You also have the option for add, which lets you do the same thing, but when you add extra notes, it will progressively add them to the arpeggio. So I press like a low A, and then I'm going to press C, makes 2-note arpeggio, 3-note arpeggio, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. This is determined by the number of notes you have available in the patch, so in this case 8. And again, like most things in Alchemy, alt-click will put it back to its default setting. We also have the option of having the arpeggio only affect certain oscillators. So sources A and B, we could take just A to arpeggiate and have B off. Or we could have A going up and B going down. Or different randomizations. Or one chord and one doing an up down. You can really get kind of creative with this. If I go back to all, it will affect all the oscillators that I have on. If we move over to this view here where we've got edit mode, so we've got step and multi, this allows you to put some extra kind of links in the chain. So we have options to turn the notes on and off, as well as options for pan, tuning, swing, and velocity. If I go back to velocity, you can see every note at the moment is set to full velocity. I could have it so I can pull step 2 down, step 3 down, step 4 down, and have a kind of descending velocity. And then it will go back up the other side. Just clicking and dragging on this, you can draw in the shape you want. And this is where the velocity control comes in. If it's at 100% compared to 0, depends on how much of this velocity effect you're getting. Hear quite a lot there. If I put it to 100%, the velocity won't affect it at all. We also have different shapes, like one loud, one quiet. So you can kind of emphasize the strong beats, or we can even turn them off completely by alt clicking, and that would disable a step in the chain. We have options for ties. Clicking this little symbol here will tie it to the next note. We can change this to tuning if you want to draw in a pattern. So maybe I get it going from like a octave pattern down number semitones. Got to work out for this and get quite strange sounding. Alt click brings them all back to 0. We can also have pan, so you could get your arpeggio from left to right. Or have it move move across the spectrum. It's in percentage, so how much of the signal would be sort of panned far right or far left. If we move over to multi-mode, you can see all of the options at the same time. So blue note means it is on, grey means it's off. Which is notes on, tie, joins notes together, tune to draw in a note pattern, and then pan for each step. It's quite nice using the pan on like a chord setting. Get some nice choppy gate effects. You ever wanted to set this back to default, just go to File and you can just go to Clear. You can also randomize to add some kind of variation to your sounds, or you can use one of the presets. So it's a really versatile arpeggiator built into the synth itself.